Hey YouTube, this is Jeremiah from New Life Counselling. We're going to talk today about the number 4 swear word that is used when in communication. Whether you have a partner, whether you have siblings, children, teachers, work, you name it. All right, it's the number 4 swear word. Now, let's be honest. If you've watched enough of these videos, you know it's not a swear. In fact, I'm even going to suggest that the number 4 swear word isn't even technically a swear. It's more like a secondary swear word. I could use a bleep, or I could say bleep, or I could say bleep, or I could use a secondary swear word like, crap. Okay? Now, maybe in your culture and wherever you're watching this, you can't come to my country now and ever speak because, you'll be arrested. But at least as far as Alberta goes in Canada, where this is being recorded, the word crap is like a secondary swear. It's the one that the kid is not going to go on timeout or time in with. They're not going to get in the old-fashioned days, their mouth washed out with soap. They might be given a bit of a warning. Hey, let's figure out a different word to use. But it's a secondary swear word. Okay, but what is that swear word then? Well, before we do that, please remember to like and subscribe, all right? Just because it does help us to be able to continue to make these videos. So don't want to spend too much time on that, so thank you for consideration for doing that. All right, the number 4 swear word or secondary swear word is simply this: but. What? But. Yeah. Now, in regular conversation, but is used all the time. Man, that was such an awesome concert, but the crowds were so busy. I went to, here in Calgary, we got this thing called the Stampede. All right, man, it was so fun, but, it was so expensive. Man, but it was just so, you name it, okay? But here's the thing. When there's a bit of conflict happening in a relationship, here's the problem with but. It nullifies communication. See, we want open communication when we're dealing with these challenges. And but closes it. Hey, you know what? I was thinking that maybe we could go to that new restaurant. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. But I know we're struggling with some finances right now. Oh, but dear, I know, but, we've got that gift card that we can use, but. Look, I'm not saying it's going to create full all-out war between a couple, okay? However, it can be enough of a that hurts. And especially if, from an emotional perspective in your relationship, you're feeling a little bit sunburned. It's like someone going, does that hurt? But, ow, what are you doing? Stop it. So let's be careful not to use the word but, because it just takes what was said and it nullifies the first point. Yeah, I hear what's being said, but, and that can create an indirect, did you really hear or listen to what I said? Are my feelings really being considered? See, that's not a good thing in communication. Now, one of the biggest challenges, of course, because there are but is like considered a transitional word as well. It can help us to take us from one topic to a different topic. Maybe you have spent 20 minutes just talking about the weather, and then you go, but I also heard this really cool new song the other day. Yeah, tell me about that. Yeah. So there are times where it might be appropriate. But my suggestion, and I know it may not always be agreed upon, but to allow yourself this one word, instead of saying but, use this other word. Well, what's the other word? Well, it's simply this. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. However, all right, you're like, however, man, I think I'm just going to use but because it's quick and short. I know it's quick and short, but however, hear me out before this conversation is shut down, okay? What I like about the word however, 3 syllables, it takes a little more time, a little more intentionality to say that word, okay? And it does simply this. It allows the back part of our brain, kind of like that, kind of our conscious and subconscious, all right? It allows those parts of our brain that think quickly to be able to slow down. I like the idea of going to dinner. However, I might have said something else, but I'm going to change it. That's in my brain in the milliseconds. I know we wanted to go to dinner. However, I'm just concerned that we're a little short on finances, and I just want to make sure that we have a good time. Do we maybe need to wait a week or two, or is it in our budget? Now, I don't know what the response is going to be in that case, but it might be better than a reactive response. Oh, geez, we're low on money, but however, and here's the other thing. What if I am, and I can neither confirm nor deny I do this myself, all right? Everyone's going to be like sending this video to my wife. See, he's admitting to it, okay? And maybe I might, in my personal life, sometimes be reactionary. I don't know if it's just my cultural background. I don't know if it's just or my personality type, or just who I am as an individual. But yeah, there are times this therapist, guilty confession of a therapist time, might overreact in something. And the word however can allow a transition to go, however, I'm hearing what I'm saying, and it's a little intense, isn't it? And I'm sorry. Do we want to keep talking, or maybe I just need to take a bit of a break, and calm down, and let's continue this conversation. However, I just wanted to say how I said it maybe was right, or what I said was right. However, how I said it was maybe not in the best way. I'm wondering if we can continue on with this conversation. I'm very sorry. See, it can allow for repair as well, okay? And not just taking what the other person said and going, I'm not listening to you. Focus on what I'm saying. Do what I'm saying. Me. It allows a healthy transition. Now, believe it or not, way back in the day, we're probably talking 15, 16 years ago at the time of this recording. However is actually what I used to actually start calling for fun the number one swear word that couples use. However, now I'm having fun. Since that time, that's where I came up with the other words, all right, that are in my other videos that you can watch, all right, swear word number 1, 2, 3. I just wanted to give a fourth one for consideration to be able to help with that communication, help with relationship, help with repair, and finding ways to be able to, when we do realize that we've messed up in the conversation, to allow ourselves to self-regulate and be able to say something without being reactionary. Rather, we can be proactive. And however is a great way to do that. By the way, as a side note, however is a great skill to actually utilize within interviews as well. That's maybe something I'll talk about another time. And but it's a great way to slow the process down, to slow our thoughts, to be able to hear what we're saying before it comes out and we go, shut up, don't say that. Really bad when that happens. And so, I don't know, I guess speaking as a guy, yeah, I've had it happen a few too many times. And so these are skills that I personally do my best to try to implement myself as well in personal life, in work life, you name it. All right. I hope that gives you something that you can try out, or at least, experiment on a little bit. Feel it out, talk to your partner, see, hey, what'd you think? I was trying something new there. You like it? You didn't like it? All right. Let me know if it worked for you. If it didn't, I'm good either way. In the meantime, wherever you are at today, I hope the best for wherever you're at. All right, YouTube, we'll catch you later.